What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? It is Travel Drive Cruise. We're sitting outside of the Fantastic here in Las Vegas, and pretty much just wanted to go over a bill I heard about the other day, SB80, which is apparently going to get passed. Nevada Senate Bill 80, effective October 1st, 2025, cracks down on emissions tampering, illegal engine swaps, and shady auto shops across the state, but does it stop bad builds or just force car lovers to get more creative? So what is SB80? SB80 amends NRS 480.610 to expand the authority of DMV theft investigators, but only those who already have peace officer status. These certified officers can now inspect VINs, titles, and vehicles in public commercial spaces. Investigate suspected fraudulent or illegal modifications. Apply for PIN register and trap trace surveillance under NRS 179.530, similar to law enforcement. So in some circumstances, they somehow included putting trackers on vehicles of the DMV. I don't know what's up with that, but that really doesn't pertain to our current issue, as at least I know. I don't think so. This bill also adds NRS 445B.845 and revises 445B.840, establishing misdemeanor penalties for emissions tampering and emulator tool possession. The DMV just leveled up from red tape to red tape with a badge, but only if they actually want to wear one. Here's what SB80 actually makes illegal. Under the law, tampering with or removing emissions control equipment itself is illegal. Possessing emulator devices, even if unused, is a misdemeanor. Engine swaps are illegal unless emission systems are intact and operational, which we will get more into what that means later. Violations equal up to $1,000 fines plus possible repair orders and enforcement from certified DMV investigators. Now, even your muffler could end up with a warrant. Now, are engine swaps banned? Swaps are legal if you do them clean. You must either replace your engine with an electric motor or install a combustion engine that has all emissions equipment fully operational, which includes catalytic converters, O2 sensors, EGR valves, PCV systems, and evap systems. Can you use aftermarket or custom components? Yes. SB80 does not require OEM parts. It requires that the emissions control functions are intact and working. NRS 445B.845 only prohibits tampering, removal, or disabling of emissions control equipment unless replaced with equivalent or more effective equipment. You can use CARB EPA certified high flow catalytic converters, aftermarket or relocated O2 sensors, standalone or reflashed ECUs as long as emissions monitors are active. You can use a custom exhaust or intake if emission controls still work. It's going to be hard for a lot of you guys out there, but it is possible. Aftermarket evap or PCV solutions, if not deleted. Obviously, some of these are going to be a little controversial. It's not saying you can just go get aftermarket parts, pass emissions, and you'll be fine, but it's also not saying that you won't be fine. Now, what you cannot do, you cannot delete your EGR evap PCV. I already went over that. You cannot run dummy cats or no cats. You cannot use tunes that disable readiness monitors, and you cannot bypass or trick the O2 sensors. It has to be fully functional. Now, if you think it runs better, that isn't a defense. If it doesn't run clean in their eyes, which clean means emission sensor working, green light. Possession of emulator devices, is that even legal? just owning a device that tricks your O2 sensor or disables emissions monitors is now a crime, even if it's not installed, if it's intended for resale, if it's intended for testing, or if you bought the car that way. If you are aware of it, you are not allowed to have it. This is cocaine right here for your car. Cocaine for your car. There's no exemption for education, resale, or legacy parts, sadly. Owning a test plug is now sketchier than owning the 600 horsepower build it goes into. What if an emissions part breaks or you install it wrong? NRS 445B.480 and 845 says intent is key. You are not violating SB80 if your cat clogs up on its own, an O2 sensor fails on its own, or a valve sticks on its own. This becomes a smog or repair issue, not a crime, unless you knowingly avoid fixing it, knowingly bypass it, or drive it while suppressing codes with a cheat device. If you install something wrong, plugged in the wrong O2 sensor, forgot something inside the bay, didn't notice an evap hose wasn't connected, you're not in violation unless it was considered deliberate tampering. The law targets intentional defeat, not honest error. Noise laws. SB80 targets pollution, not volume. Legal mods are muffler deletes, resonator deletes, catbacks, or axle exhaust. Electronic valves or cutouts, high flow cats that can still pass smog. So you still got some options. They just need to pass. They need to look legit. And then allowed but legal build. If you have functional factory or high flow cats that are intended to improve your vehicle, all O2 sensors are connected. Catback straight pipe, switchable valve or cutout system, smog ready ECU tune with no CEL. The smartest thing you can do is learn how to modify your car while still passing emissions. Whether you're building for performance, sound, or show, knowing how to stay legal is now part of the game. I mean, it always was, but now it is even more. And they really are targeting the car scene with this one, because there's a lot of people out there that do exactly what they just got rid of. They cut their cat, their muffler, and their resonator, straight pipe it. Now you got a loud car with a little bit of extra power. And then it costs you a lot of money. Now you can't do that. Will this be bad or good for the car scene? I really do not know. Now, this is very important. When this bill does pass, don't expose yourself. Nothing you do is ever deliberate. If you're ever questioned by an inspector, investigator, or police officer, just stay calm. Be polite. Don't confess to anything that sounds intentful. Don't say things like, I unplugged it to test. Yeah, I deleted that, but I want to put it back. I need spacers. None of that. Intent matters under SB80. The law punishes deliberate tampering, not ignorance, not trial or error. So be careful. Don't admit to it. If you're unsure what to say, just say I'm not a mechanic. I just installed what I thought was emissions compliant. This keeps you safe. This isn't about being shady. It's about being smart. Now, what about flame maps and burble tunes? If you're running crackle maps, after fire burble tunes, flame spitting ECUs, here's what SB80 means for you. Catalytic converters and sensors are intact. OBD2 monitors pass. No error suppression, no emissions tampering. Pop tunes aren't banned, but disabling emissions to make them louder is. If your car's louder than it is legal, you better tune with caution. My final words: build smart, build loud, pass smog, and protect yourself. Learn how to tune responsibly. Know what parts are emission critical. Keep your build fun and compliant, and never incriminate yourself over something so minor. What if you're targeted even after passing inspection? If your car has a burble tune but still meets emissions requirements, you are not violating SB80 or NRS 445B.845. You can legally pass inspection with a burble tune. A cop can still send you back. they can still send you back even after you pass because they think your tune sounds like it does not meet the requirements. Just make sure what they can't do is refer you multiple times without updated suspicion or justification. They can't harass you for passing inspection, and they can't punish you solely for having a tuned sounding car. If anything like this does keep happening, keep inspection records, smog documents, ask for justification if flagged again. Document each encounter with what officers and why. File a complaint with the DMV or Attorney General if patterns emerge. All in all, you can pass smog with a burble tune. Keep proof you're legal. If you're flagged again after passing, ask for written cause. If there's a pattern that emerges or you think you're getting targeted by a cop, file complaints, get documentation. Stay safe and smart.